going on, people? My name is Civilian. This is Jeswri. Welcome to Talk About episode 2. Jez, what's going on?
What's up, brother?
You.
How are we? How's your week been? How's your week been, my good man?
Yeah. I mean, look, it started a little bit low, energy wise, but we finished real strong actually. So. And
you got to put more Red Bull in your life.
Yeah, honestly, not enough Red Bull. But
use code Jeswri to purchase your next Red Bull.
Let's go.
Your local 7-Eleven.
Yeah, caught that shit. No, actually, oh man, crazy story. My mum and my auntie, who are like the sweetest little kind of fat old ladies.
What's up? Shout out the Karens. My mum's a Karen.
They got the you know how they all get the like little haircut, the bob, and they got their like big crazy glasses, and you know they got the frog.
It's a gimmick.
Yeah, they got that shit going on.
The frog. Were you about to say the frog?
No, but wouldn't be surprised. They were in a 7-Eleven like last week, and some like little lads just ran in there, kind of ransacked the shop, and my mum and my auntie were. So it's actually kind of sad. They were in Sydney for a funeral, and they were going.
Where's this going?
Yeah, no, it's actually kind of, I don't know. It was just an interesting story that popped up. But they're basically they were in the 7-Eleven at like 10 o'clock at night after the funeral. All that, they're about to go back to their room. They're just getting some peanut butter and bread to take back to their apartment.
Yeah,
and these little kids ransacked the fucking place. And then my mum and my auntie went to go check out, and the dude wouldn't serve them because he was like, "You need to pay for those kids," because the kids apparently yelled out, "Yo, that's our mum right there." And
that's us.
Yeah. So the dude wouldn't.
They robbed your mum.
They robbed my mum. So the dude wouldn't serve them, and then another bystander saw it going down, and he was like, "Look, don't worry, I'll buy the shit for you."
What a sweetheart! Shout out that guy.
But that guy wouldn't even get served. Because the dude was like, no, you're going to give it to them.
It's not an affiliates program.
I know.
Bro. Like,
seriously.
Not everyone.
Yeah. And
not all men.
So apparently my mum and my auntie got like tangled up with these little lads. And yeah, it was pretty sad actually. Because
that's a dog move. But
my mum and my auntie, the sweetest like little chubby wobbly little women, and they would have been like, you know, big day, funeral, and they're just like trying to cop some peanut butter and bread to go have a toast at home.
They would have had that shit growing up with you boys, but
yeah, for real.
They probably just saw
dealing with our shit,
their sons in them.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing.
Get a little retrospective on it.
And I actually said to mum, like, because mum was obviously pretty unsatisfied with the whole situation. Went a little Karen on it, not full Karen, but
how Karen did she go?
It was more my dad. My dad sent a letter of just asking for an apology.
Your dad went for a Kevin.
My dad went for a Kev.
Oh, and Big Kev. Shout out Big Kev.
Bring him back, I reckon.
Yeah, bring back the beef with
bring back the Hadouken. Let's go.
That's a fresh one.
We got some new buttons today. But yeah, how's your week been?
Oh man, my beak is my beak.
Yeah.
My week has been big. I was saying to you before off air, I think I had I've had 3 hours.
We were chatting off air, guys, just so you know, we're chopping it up.
We were fucking chopping it up. To be fair, I think I was chopping up you or more. Yeah.
Where's your countdown at? We good or?
I'll kick in another 10 minutes.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah, and I was saying I think I had about 4 hours sleep over the last 3 days. So 4 hours one night, 4 hours another night, 4 hours another night.
Yeah.
And I'm hurting, hey.
So running low on energy.
Yeah. Okay. I've traveled to Sydney 3 times in the last month. And,
what? Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm sore.
Is it all gigs?
Yeah.
Okay.
First one was for Triple J. I did a mural in their head office, and then the one that just passed, it was for Doom.
Yep.
There was like a Doom launch. We'll talk about that later. Oh fuck, something else as well. I'm sure there's something in there.
Probably the Archibald, maybe. Could have been it. I don't know.
That's the one.
Could have been the Archibald.
It could have been that one. Yeah, no, that one. I think that was it. So that's 3 times in a month.
You know what? let's just fucking talk about it now. You brought it up. Let's.
All right.
You just got back this morning. We were meant to shoot this yesterday. You got in late. And man's had not a lot of sleep.
I'm telling dad jokes and there's not getting anywhere.
Really?
No.
We're here.
No, you just said I gave you one just then. You
Did I?
didn't go over.
Hadouken. Yeah, thank you.
That's my only one of the day.
That's your one and only.
My one.
Yeah, you got in late because you went to the launch. So you did an installation. What do you call it? An installation or
activation
or
both? Yeah, both. Yeah. It was an installation. So it was for the Doom launch. Doom: The Dark Ages. New
Xbox game.
I don't play Xbox normally, and I was thrashing it. They was
really.
Yeah, they had some.
How'd it go?
It was fucking amazing. Yeah, honestly, it was crazy. I'm not into like heavy metal and hardcore and that. And they were playing hardcore music throughout Culture Kings. So the gig was at Culture Kings. And they were playing over the speakers this like hellish hardcore music.
Yeah, right.
And they had about 6 or so live setups where you can play Doom before whatever. And I was playing it, and it's set in like medieval times. This is not like a promo or nothing, but like it was set in medieval times, and you're kind of given a shotgun, and you just kind of like you're firing through.
Well, you run around homies with swords, and then you got a shotgun.
Yeah,
dude.
And there's a bunch of like hellish medieval characters and that. And yeah, they were playing this fucking hellish hardcore music, and I was just like fucking like Batista back in the days, like with his machine gun.
Did it make you angry?
I was so aroused.
Yeah, okay.
So incredibly aroused.
Yeah.
By default, I think I walked in.
Yeah,
there
you
aroused.
walked in there pretty aroused. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that. You sent me a pic.
Shout out Blue Chew. The Doom launch is cool. I feel, you know what, dude? I feel like the hardest thing is like I do so much, and I do like so many like activations and that, and I'm trying to be present in that moment and enjoy it. And I move so fast that sometimes I actually don't get a chance to, and I feel bad when I go to report in with my mates and that, like, you go, how was it? Because working for Doom is fucking cool. Yeah. Getting the Archibald is really fucking cool too, and working for Triple J, like really cool too. And like I'm just so forward thinking that sometimes I don't get a chance to enjoy it. But like I was trying to enjoy it, the Doom stuff, and I was like so overstimulated from the music. And
the music really seemed to get to you, hey? Like you've mentioned it a couple of times now. So
this dude, I fucking listen to like disco music and like hip hop and like almost those exclusively. And I don't listen to that music. Like I know it exists. You know what I mean? It's a genre that I understand is there.
But especially when you combine like that kind of music with that kind of game,
and about 4 hours sleep,
and no sleep, and probably jacked up on Red Bull, you're just like,
literally. I saw fucking old mate Robert Whittaker there, Bobby Knuckles.
Oh, Bob Knox.
Yeah, he was there.
Okay. And how was he? How's his draw?
I didn't ask him. That's not a question I feel like
you should ask a fighter.
I could ever ask anybody. Nah.
Yeah.
No way.
How's your jaw that just got crushed? That was pretty hectic.
That was a brutal injury though, to be fair.
One of the most savage things I've seen in MMA.
I saw that injury when not what happened, like I saw the x-ray of it and I was like, it kind of flinches in pain. Yeah. No, I saw him, it was cool. I was so overstimulated from the music, again, bringing up the music. Yeah. And just like obviously overworked and shit. Yeah. And I was just like, hey man, how are you? And he's like, how you been? I was like, I'm fucking tired, bro. I'm fucking tired, bro.
That was the extent of the conversation.
He looked at me, he was like, yeah, okay. But I was like, I'm fucking tired, man.
You were so tired, you just started getting real weird.
Oh, the weirdest. I was fucking weird. I was fucking weird all night, and I just can't. You know when you're just like, you know how weird you're being, and you're like, fuck, man, tonight's not my night. And I was just like walking around, and everyone was looking at me. And I stepped out to have a smoke, and I didn't even get a chance to do that. So I stepped out for some fresh air, essentially. And I found this meme of this cowboy walking around this like fucking cowboy ice rink arena, and I was like, oh, that literally looks like what I was doing. I was doing laps. I was doing laps around Culture Kings in Sydney. It's got like this escalator situation in the middle, and so basically you have to do laps around it. And I was so overstimulated. I was just like, walking around, look like a mad gun. Like,
yeah.
I did that artwork over there. That's my one. And
Do you feel like you had any moment to just sit and take it in, or was it pure just like you're just getting through it? It's just a job. Like I need to go sleep at some point.
Nah, I couldn't rest.
Yeah.
I literally could only rest when I got the all of the packaging, all of the what's it called? The artwork back.
Yeah, okay.
Couldn't even say the word artwork just now.
Yeah. That's a big word. It's got like 7 letters, and so that's cool.
I mean, depending how many you count. You know? It could be a silent letter in it. Anyway, moving on. I only could really enjoy it once I got all that stuff back. So I had to take oversized luggage I had to carry all of the plane. How big were they? It was fucking massive. Yeah. Like the whole thing stood like 2 meters tall.
I'm gonna put it up on the screen right here so everyone can see it.
Right here.
Yeah.
3.5 meters wide, and man, I had to
Well, that is 3.5 meters wide, so.
Check the girth.
Oh.
And I just had to get that all back. But obviously there's steps before that. So like I had to fucking shrink wrap this thing, like combine it all together.
Yeah, right.
Like at 9 o'clock at night. So I must have slept at about 1 o'clock. I went to bed at 1 o'clock. I had a car that I borrowed, so I had to like drive all this back in that car, return the car, return these plants that I bought to Bunnings. A whole bunch of shit before
you could even like switch off
before 7:30 in the morning.
Yeah, okay.
And then all of that, and then getting on a plane which was delayed because I couldn't get through the airport with this like fucking dead body of a fucking artwork. And yeah, I just like I couldn't relax until it was all home. I had to drive with it on the highway to get to the gallery to bring it back here with on the roof of my car. So I was like stressing out.
Yeah.
So I couldn't switch off until all that was done.
Yeah.
I couldn't enjoy any of it until all of that was done.
Yeah, okay.
So I think it was cool, but it was fucking hard.
Yeah.
And I haven't slept.
A lot of thinking, a lot of brain processing. Little tangent, but my girls just started pottery today.
Shut up.
Yeah, she did pottery today. And
I get ripped on because I say pottery.
Yeah, I mean, so you should. This is like
there's a silent
E word.
Silent E there. Pottery. I get ripped on all the time. It sounds nicer to say pottery.
Pottery, yeah.
Not pottery.
Little class. Yeah, pottery bar.
Got some pottery.
Yeah, pottery bar.
Get some pottery.
I think pottery
sounds nice. Pottery.
I think it definitely suits the skill or the art. Pottery.
I love a bit of pottery. Anyway, so yeah.
I feel like you and the bros might be doing a bit of pottery.
Mate, I do pottery every few hours. I love a bit of Seth Rogen pottery.
Well, my girls have started pottery.
Oh, true. Okay.
Yeah.
She lives in the pottery.
Different art form.
I think she's on the Swayze.
Yeah. And big time. And so she did it today for the first time. And then she told me the process. You do like a 6-week course, and you're allowed to take 4 things that you make. And apparently, because they got to like glaze them, then burn them, then fucking do all this shit. And
it's a full involving thing, pottery.
Yeah, and the thing is, they might not survive the pottery process. Like, so she might have 4 things, but like she's not even guaranteed that they're all gonna make it home.
Not unless you're a master.
So that's why I'm thinking about your thing, and like you're like freaking out, like, oh, am I even gonna make it home with this thing that I made? And then I took to Sydney, and then now I'm back in like Melbourne. I'm trying to fucking get home. I got it on my car, like.
Yeah, dude, the whole artwork cost me over $1,000 to make. Then like having all the little extra pieces.
Yeah.
Like I was not ditching this shit.
Yeah.
Like
it's not staying in there. Yeah.
No, okay. It was. I think all in all, I probably spent like $2,000, probably $2,000 on the flights, so maybe like fucking 2,500, 300. $3,000, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, if I could throw this out, it'd be easier to throw it out. Here it is, the core flute. I could throw that out, but fuck, dude, I was not gonna throw away $1,000 like that.
Yeah, for sure.
So I was like, I would have fucking bring this home.
Was it part of the contract to be there?
No.
You didn't have to be there?
No.
Okay.
No. I went there for because I believe in myself and I have fucking pride.
Yeah.
And I like to.
That's fucking
perfect.
It was perfect. Yeah. And I get to fucking look overstimulated in front of Bobby Knuckles.
That's cool.
What is not cool?
Is he big?
Nah, I mean.
Is he all hard or?
His chest is hard. His biceps are hard. His thighs, you know what? He's fucking sexy.
Yeah. Big sexy man.
He's big sexy. No, I don't know. He looks like a jacked dude, like just a guy that has worked out their entire life that is the same kind of height as you. And but
just everything is hard.
Including my fucking pants.
Yeah.
No.
Tight.
So tight. But no, he was, But
you said he goes to a few of these things.
Yeah, I've seen him before. First time I met him, I drew some boobs on him. It was real funny. I gotta hear that shit. I was doing live art for it was Elder Scrolls Online, and they had it was like a launch as well.
Yeah.
And so they had asked me to come and kind of do some characters of people, but like my version of it. So have some like active experiential art. And so, when you sit down like Darling Harbour and that, and you get your picture drawn and you look like a dickhead.
Yeah.
I took out the dickhead part and I just replaced it with nerd stuff. So I drew backgrounds for other characters and whatnot. And as a part of their promo, Bob sat down and got his picture drawn, his face drawn, and he was just having a laugh with me the entire time. And I was like, what face, like what body do you want to be on? I was like, oh, pick the one with the tits. And I was like, so we just, and I've got a photo and we can chuck that up here as well.
He seems like such a kid. Like he just real.
He's just one of us, bro. That's what I mean. He's just a nerd like us.
Yeah. Like
just
he knows how to kill you.
He could fucking kill you.
He could just kill everyone.
That's why I was nervous as well. I was like, I look too overstimulated to say, like, to be myself in a way that I'm just going to say something stupid. But like the shit that I say that's stupid, like I find funny. And I could just say it'd be like, I would probably walk up and go, hey, Bobby, you want to get Ric Flair slapped? And then it would not go over as a joke. Then I get fucking Ric Flair slapped and then I get my jaw broke. And then, dude, it won't go down well for anyone.
Yeah.
But
it'd be cool vibe. He's a
nerd, but he's a nerd like us.
Yeah. Love that.
And that's what I mean. Like I reckon
he talks about gaming as much as he does about MMA. Like every time I see him, he's just talking about like streaming, gaming.
And Musashi.
Yeah. He loves it. Yeah,
he loves a bit of Musashi.
Yeah.
Nah, so I saw him and he was just talking about like how he used to play like role playing games and like
D&D.
Why was I thinking DDT?
KK&D.
What's that one? That sounds
Cross Kill Destroy.
Oh no, not that one.
Okay.
No, he plays the long-winded one where he just goes on forever. D&D, yeah. And he was just getting mad excited about that. And I love the idea of D&D. I've never gotten into it. I've never been invited to a D&D orgy, and I think one day I will.
One day.
I'll come prepared. And he was just talking about that with someone, and I couldn't help but just be like, this isn't my world.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? I couldn't get into the lore of D&D. And and I kind of just backed away. I was like, backed away into the bush.
Yeah.
Once again.
Did a little Homer.
I'm always backing away in the bush, eh? But yeah, no, it was cool. And he like I said, he's just one of us and just a big nerd. And he was just like, I see him at a few of them and I drew titties on him. And I found that funny. He found that funny. It made it onto Instagram.
Yeah.
And
that's what it's all about.
I think just drawing titties on your homies is the best thing to do
that's
in life.
Shout out.
It breaks down the walls.
Please be the claps. No. Yeah, there we go. Titties on the homies.
Titties on the homies.
Titties on the homies.
Titties on the homies. Titties on your homies.
Titties on the homies. Yeah. So all right. So you went to Sydney for the Doom thing. Triple J at the beginning of the month. Let's talk about the thing that happened in the middle of the month, which I think is probably the most cool, interesting, relevant. The Archibald nomination, placing, whatever you want to call it.
Shout out Archibald.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
Okay.
Because speak to me like I'm a layman, because I know it's a big thing. Yeah. I just don't know like what the origin of it is. Like
they called Brock Lesnar the next big thing, so I would imagine that this is this
is bigger than him.
This is bigger than the Brock Lesnar.
Fuck. All right. Cool. That's pretty big.
Yep. It's like, excuse me.
Wow.
Excuse me. So look, I think the best way to explain it is kind of like the Met Gala for artists. So it's like a big celebration.
Okay.
You know what? Scratch that. It's not like the Met Gala at all.
Yeah, I don't even know what the Met Gala is.
No one does, and that's why they get away with it. I'm back to life now.
So what is it?
So
what is an Archibald? How did you get into it, and what does it mean?
It's named after someone named Archibald.
Yep,
and it's
checks out.
And it's a prize. So it's a celebration of portraiture. And there's 3 prizes all at the same time. So there's the Archibald, there's the Win Prize, and there's the Solomon Prize.
Okay.
And so they each have their own thing. So the Archibald's portrait, the Win Prize is landscapes, and the Solomon, I think, is free range chickens.
Okay.
You kind of bring what you want to the table, kind of thing.
Yep.
So the Archibald Prize is $100,000 if you win. I really wanted to win that money so bad.
That would have been good.
So bad.
That would have been really nice.
So bad.
That's a lot of money.
So much money. Yeah. I really wanted to win it. One day. I'm going to manifest this right now.
So is you can keep going, like how do you, what's an entry process? Do you submit an entry? Do they pick you? Like how does that work?
Yeah, so the process is you kind of sit with someone. So the person you paint is called a sitter. I've had people call it like a subject to me, and I get really weirded out. And I was like, that's my friend. Like, why are you calling that person a subject?
Yeah, okay.
So the sitter, I think, is a nicer way of thinking about it.
Yeah.
So the idea is to find someone that is kind of having impact in the community, that kind of has a bit of a presence. Not so much fame. I think people get twisted with that. Like those portraits of Jackie O and Nicole Kidman and that in the portrait prize, and I'm like, these feel like just like celebrity grabs and that. And I'm like, amazing paintings, bro. Like they were fucking talented, like to a level I can never be.
Yeah. And
I was just like, they feel like celebrity grabs. Like,
yeah,
it is what it is. So I painted my friend, which turns out to be really successful, Nookie. Yeah. Nookie is known for being a host on Triple J, being the co-founder of We Are Warriors, and 1/3 of 3%.
Super talented rapper.
Oh, amazing, dude. I've followed his career for a while. He's followed mine for a while, and I kind of just reached out because I wanted to enter it, and I've always wanted to enter this prize. So once you enter the prize, you get recognized as a massive lifelong achievement type thing. Like you go down the books type thing, right? Yeah. And so I always kind of wanted that for myself, and I thought this is a really cool chance to do it. And I reached out over a year ago to Nooks, and I was like, "Do you want to be painted?" Like as a weird kind of little extension of myself. Like, "Do you want to be painted, eh?" And he's like, "Yeah, I'd fucking love that."
Yeah. Did you know specifically it was going to be for that?
For the
Archibald?
Not necessarily. I think after a few weeks I did. Yeah. I wanted to paint him in street art form, like on a wall. Yeah. And no, it kind of came organically. I was like, hey, we can actually do this like as a portrait prize. I think we started chatting about that weird, ugly king's portrait, the royal one.
Oh,
the one with the red
one?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, dude, that fucking...
And we would just send that back and forth with each other, and we were like, what the fuck? What the fuck? And we're just like kind of expressing that to each other, and we're just like, let's do something with a portrait. Like let's kind of make an impact in a scene that we don't belong. So like,
that's cool.
Do you know what I mean?
And the cool thing is you started with that idea, but it actually turned out to kind of be street art, because it's like now popping up on signs all over the city and shit like that. So it's flags. It's funny how it like you didn't even intend it to be that, but it's also ended up on the streets.
I'm back on the streets.
Yeah, let's go.
We're back. Day one ish.
Let's go.
It's just me, Oos. Day one. So yeah, I wanted to go in and kind of like break the mold, kind of establish myself in a room that I didn't want to belong. And Nookie is very much very similar to
energy.
Very similar energy, yeah. You know, like when you kind of have parallel careers with people, just being like, oh, you can fucking just talk shit with each other and it just makes sense. Being like, industry sucks this way. People talk shit about our culture this way, and then just really cool parallel. Like we're both contemporary indigenous creators. Yep. And so I just
forging your own lanes.
Yeah. And we're both like redefining what contemporary Aboriginal creativity looks like as well. Yep. You know, like Aboriginal people were the first ever public artists. So it makes sense that I'm carving out room for black fellas in street art. And obviously I would say that potentially Aboriginal people were the first musicians as well. And communicating through song and having such a sacred spot for both art and music as well. So I thought, let's link on this. There's a lot of energy as well within street art, and especially in this portrait prize too, for like white people to paint black fellas, and it feels like this toxic exploitive thing. And so like I've been talking about it for a while, but like that was something that me and Nooks were just agreeing on as well, being like people exploit black portraiture all the time, and we wanted to keep it within community as well. So
do you feel like you're able to do all of those things, all the things that you set out, the intentions that you had, the energy that you came into it with? Do you feel like now that it's kind of on the back end, do you feel like you were able to achieve that?
Yeah, I don't achieve it all at once. I think it takes time. Like we were talking about like the 10,000 kicks thing, 10,000 reps to become a master. I feel like this is one of the 10,000 things to kind of solidify my point, my mission, or I don't even know what that is. You know what I mean? It's called, it all just kind of adds to this thing that makes me what I will be.
Yeah.
And it all kind of adds to the communication. It all kind of chisels down the hard shit that I need to say as well. So we were both agreeing on the fact that Aboriginal art has been exploitive, and we wanted to have something that was quite powerful. It took back that energy that was like, here's an Aboriginal artist painting an Aboriginal musician, and we're entering it in a prize that neither of us belong in. Because typically when you have these prizes, it's always gone to like upper white class crowd, and that's who attends these things. That's who sits on the boards of these things historically. And so historically as well, like up until a few decades ago, I think, or a decade ago, you weren't really seeing Aboriginal artists in these things. And I don't even think you were seeing street artists in these things either. And so we're just redefining things and expectations. So that's kind of what I wanted to do by entering that prize, and just kind of like being an elephant in the room in a way. And from looking at all the other 50 artworks, I don't think that any of them look like mine. Everyone was telling me like, you had a great shot of winning this, and I was like, that doesn't make me $100,000 richer. God damn it! Damn.
Hey, can you pay your rent on exposures?
Exposure bucks is the best kind of money.
Can you pay your rent with exposures?
Can I pay my fucking bills and speeding fines and Monopoly money? Why is that a money? It's okay.
I love that joke so much. It's like, don't worry, bro. We'll get you a good spot on the bill, bro. Like it'll, you get lots of exposure. I can't give you any money, but you get fucking so much exposure, bro.
You get a couple Instagram, like we'll tag you and everything, bro. We'll tag you. Promise we'll tag you, but bro, they don't either.
Do you know what's so funny? So I got a really good friend who's like a performer in the like a performer, host, whatever, in the queer world, right? And
shout out.
She it's crazy how well and how often she's just like paid, right? It's just like so consistent, and I just have never experienced that.
What do you mean paid? What kind of paid?
Like just paid to show up and do the thing that she has agreed to do. Because like to me, like I don't know if it's like definitely growing up in the rap world, like bro, I didn't get paid for fucking no shows.
No. Hustle.
No, I mean, yeah, maybe I could have, but like it just, I don't know. It was just like a culture of like, you play for me, I'll play for you. You open my show or launch or whatever, I'll open your launch. Maybe you get a drink card here and there.
I'll pay you when I pay you.
Yeah, like it's whatever. And I probably went the first like 4 or 5 years of my live performing career, maybe got like $20 or $30 here and there. But like very, very few times that it was a standard for me to go to a show and just not expect anything.
When did you start? You started rapping from the age of 1, I heard.
Bro, straight out the womb and
a young Ninja Turtle.
Yeah, just no.
When did you start? Because I know that I've only ever known you as a rapper. That's all I have ever known you as. When did that start though? Because it was definitely before me.
Yeah,
you were rapping before you met me.
I actually I recorded my first fucking bars when I was 16. Maybe 17. But like Yeah, recorded my first bars when I was 17.
Did you film it?
Nah, but it was like so I used to do these it's pretty funny actually. I used to do these like kids camps. I was like I guess like a volunteer youth worker.
The Pray the Gay Aways camps.
Shit didn't work, I'll tell you that much. No. So so I used to do these kids camps, and these Savini kids. I used to do it for some Vinnies, and all the kids that were like in the docs system, they would come to these camps in the school holidays, and I was like, I'd volunteer and like look after these kids, whatever.
Yeah, man, like a youth worker.
Yeah. And one of the people that I became friends with in these camps, she had like a microphone in some like FL Studio or some shit like that, and I would run these classes during the kids camps where I would teach hip hop 101. And
no way, you wore a tracksuit too? You a B-boy, bro?
I mean, like the thing is, I'm talking to like 6 and 7 year olds, so I'd have to make it like real fun and like.
Yeah.
So I would actually get Dave, and so me and Dave would actually do these courses to get all these classes.
Millie and Vanilli.
We did it both, and so we would talk about how hip hop started in the Stone Age. With cavemen, and they'd like grab rocks and they'd start whacking them together, and that would be like the 808, and then they'd hit the stick together.
I can hear it now.
The sticks would be like the hi-hat or the snare or whatever, and then Dave would start beatboxing these different like instruments, right?
That's crazy.
And then I'd be like the caveman would walk out. I'd be like, and then it'd turn into freestyling. And then I'll start freestyling for the kids. So Dave would be beatboxing, I'll be freestyling, and that's the origins of hip hop. Anyway, I was 17. I had no idea what hip hop was. I had no idea. We're just making this shit up to like entertain these kids.
Well, Wikipedia wasn't as strong as it was back then.
It wasn't. Yeah. I actually didn't even know other rappers existed. I was like just doing this thing. I didn't even really know that it was a whole world.
Shout out Crisscross.
Yes. Top 5, dead or alive.
Gonna wear your jersey backwards for those guys.
Bro, we'll talk about the Mount Rushmore later. So
we will. This is a perfect segue.
Yeah. So we started doing this class, and then one of my colleagues or friends or volunteers, she was like, oh, like I record, like, do you want to record something? And we went back to her place after one of these camps, and I laid down my first ever remix. Sex tape. And there was a lot of rapping in it. And it was over, you know Fat Joe and Lil Wayne, I Make It Rain. I make it rain on the hoes. I make it rain.
I make it rain on the hoes. I make it rain.
And my shit was called, it was called like Shine and Light or something. I'll help y'all see. I don't know. I don't even know what I was talking about, but I was like talking about helping people see and all this shit.
We'll drop the link below.
Yeah. No. That's staying in the vault, baby. But I was like, I was meant to be this enlightening being. Anyway, that was the first ever rap that I recorded, and I was probably like 17.
The Dalai Lama.
Yeah. And it's been downhill ever since.
That's amazing. That's a good start.
Yeah.
I envy that.
Yeah.
I never made it onto SoundCloud. But I will.
It's not too late.
No, it's not. Yeah, I can make it there. No, I think like even when you're saying like before how you've done so many gigs and there's this like expectation to work for less or for free or whatever, like I think it's all part of that like 10,000 hours thing we'll talk about. You know?
Totally.
Like the amount of fucking graft that I did before I had to get like permission to paint something.
Yeah.
Or like get paid anything to do anything. So I mean like, it's all like a proof of concept in a way.
It adds up.
It adds up.
It's not so much about the people, like it's not so much about what's coming back to me, but it's about me like feeling myself and like defining myself for me. You know, like every single show that I did, like I used to do, bro, on the Central Coast when you're like 18, 19 years old, there's no fucking rap shows. Right?
No, I couldn't imagine that. Only a Pulse, I imagine.
Maybe Pulse. Maybe Pulse.
That's where they're spilling all the
vodka Red Bulls.
Yeah,
no, they weren't even Red Bulls.
They weren't even Red Bulls.
Some trash fucking.
No, what was it? It was bad. I've only ever been a pulse a handful of times, and every time I went, I stuck to the floor.
It was
or some girl stuck to the back of my fucking pants.
Yeah, it was dangerous. Whatever it was like
I don't know where that lighter going.
Lighter fluid. It was pretty much lighter
horrible,
fluid.
Bro. That place sucked.
Yeah,
I got kicked out of there. Like, how do you get kicked out of Pulse?
that's pretty hard, actually. I don't know. I don't actually think I've seen anyone. I actually saw one guy get kicked out, and it's because he just absolutely flogged this dude in the middle of the dance floor, like punch him 30 times in the face. That's the only dude I've ever seen be kicked out. So you had to have done something.
True.
What did you do to get kicked out of Pulse? Jesus.
I can neither confirm or deny.
Yeah, okay, right. We're on tape. We are on tape.
I don't remember half of it.
Yeah.
Dude, that place sucked.
Man, that place sucked.
I remember like, getting kicked out, and I like, remember thinking halfway through, I'm like, how? Like, how am I getting kicked out of this place?
Yo,
I'm literally watching what you're describing over there.
If anyone is watching this or listening to this and has been to Pulse on the Central Coast of in Gosford on the Central Coast, please let us know in the comments, because that shit is an establishment. That is a fucking. It is.
It's a landmark now.
The fact that you stuck to the floor
every
is
time.
Just so standard.
Every time.
So standard. Yeah.
You'd make the.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was nasty.
That was a place, and then if you get booted from there, you went to Gosford Leagues Club around the corner.
Fuck yeah, the leagues, bro.
That's what I mean. One of my best mates. I grew up with my best mate, and he moved to Gosford, and I was like, I got to come and see you all the time.
Yeah,
and we went out every single time. We'd both get booted from Pulse.
Jesus.
And then, what are you gonna do? It's fucking racial profiling.
Yeah, leaguesy, bro.
Bro, he's a fucking mad Fijian boy too. So
is he?
He's like the only Fijian dude on the
yeah,
coast.
okay.
They'd recognize him as a celebrity. And then we get kicked out, and we'll go to Leagues Club right after.
Yeah.
And then just sink schooners until like what?
Till they kicked you out of there as well.
Morning. Yeah. Every time, I love him. Shout out Max. Every time I saw him, he would like try and pick up a fat girl, and it was the funniest shit. It was his thing, and I love him for it. And honestly,
that must be. I think that's a coasty thing.
It's a coasty thing, and like I love him for it. He hit home runs every time. He knew what he was getting, and he knew what he wanted. And dude, I remember this one night. I shared a budget hotel with him, and
we're recording, yeah.
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay.
I shared a budget hotel with him, and we had bunk beds, like because we were like,
oh no,
I met him at 4 years old, and we just always wanted to be brothers, and just like we were like the Dudley boys, to be honest. And we always wanted to just like have bunk beds, and we were like,
that's cute.
Hey, we're both fucking 20 years old. Let's go get bunk beds.
Yeah.
And we're both single at the time. And I was like, I kind of chickened out from picking up these girls because, I don't know, growing up in Gosford, you can imagine.
Yeah. Very slim pickings.
Anyway, I'm not gonna shit on Gosford.
Yeah.
There's some pretty girls in Gosford. Anyway, I just didn't have any luck that night. And I went back to the hotel early, and I was like, fuck this, I'm getting top bunk. I'm getting bottom bunk. Nah, that was the worst thing I could have done.
No.
I got top bunk, and I was like,
wait, you got top or bottom?
I got top bunk.
Okay.
I got top bunk, and I was like, why did I do this?
Yeah.
He brought this big girl back, and man, the bed was rocking for hours, dude. I couldn't sleep. I was just like, whoa, 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 whoa.
Were you commentating from top bunk? Or
I was just trying not to laugh. I was just like, oh, fuck, this is cool. I was doing little ad-libs. I was like, skirt, 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 skirt. No, it was funny. I was laughing, to be honest. I was just fucking, it was funny. It was just really, really funny.
Got respect.
It wasn't, to be fair, it wasn't hours. It was a couple of sessions over throughout the night.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't want to get into
Man was committed, yeah.
He was committed to the to the finish. He was selling WrestleMania. And nah, bro, he just he rocked that bed. He rocked that bed that night, and it was disgusting. I don't forgive him for it at all. It was the worst thing ever.
Still brothers? Still brothers?
Yeah, we chat up and again. But oh man, I'll never forgive him for that. That was. I felt like I was the receiving end on one of the Dudley boy moves, just getting put through the table, just like fucking. I felt like he was Devon, and that other girl was Bubba Ray Dudley.
Oh wow!
And I was the cunt getting put through the table. And I was like, Anyway, that's a fucking weird segue.
That's life on the coast, baby.
That is coast. I feel. And the limited times I had on the coast, I felt like that was almost every single time.
Yeah, it's kind of standard.
We shared a few rooms.
Yeah,
and some of them were his mum's house, which is really funny.
Yeah,
and he did the same thing every single time, and I did the same thing every single time too. Just went back early because I was like, Slim Pickens. I was just like Slim Pickens.
So it's not safe here.
No, I didn't feel safe at all.
Well, so I had to.
You're a coastie.
I had to try to like make rap music in that setting, right? So because there was no shows, I was like, well, fuck, I need to play. I need to figure out how to play shows. So what I would do is I would get the train, hour and a half on the train by myself to Sydney, and I'd go to open mics in the inner west.
That's bad.
In Newtown,
Yep.
Petersham, St. Peters, all around there. And I'd just go rock up and play these open mic nights. And I'd be like, it'd be so funny because it'd be like me. It'd be like a punk rock, a female punk rock band, like a first time doing stand-up comic, and then like a mime, and then just me.
A mime?
Yeah, or just like
an actual mime?
Some random act.
An actual mime?
I don't know.
I'm in a glass case of emotion. Of emotion.
But yeah, and then it'd be me like trying to make it as a rapper.
So you'd naturally win the open mic contest if none of them are rappers anyway. So that's mad. You win by default.
Well, I won by showing up because it's all about.
Is that how you met Pez?
No. He actually, man, they went through a little phase where like there was actually some shows stopping in Central Coast.
Oh shit!
Not for long.
That rarely happens. What didn't they have 50 Cent come up the coast once? Like,
oh fuck, I don't know.
It was like 50 Cent and Nelly, and then I think they maybe cancelled.
I'll tell you a story.
Yeah, go on.
So we had a few shows coming up to the coast, right? We had Pez, we had Diaphrix, we had Spit Syndicate, and then Seth Sentry came and played a show on Fundamentals as well. And then Seth Sentry come and played a show on the Central Coast. And me and Koo opened for him, and got to chop it up with Seth. It was cool. And then at the end of the show, someone steals a fucking. So Seth has part of his show, you know, the hoverboard bit. No, do you know anything about that?
No.
Anyway, he has a song called Dear Science. It's about like, Dear Science, can you please invent a hoverboard?
Oh,
right?
mad.
It's a very good song.
What a flop the hoverboard was, by the way.
Yeah. That was seriously. Bring it back. I mean, make it good.
Make a real one.
Make hoverboards great again.
Oh.
And then so
I quit.
So he has a song. He has a song called Dear Science where he talks about like, Dear Science, can you please invent the fucking hoverboard, right? And
shout out McFly.
Yeah, seriously, that's what he wants, and he has a replica of it that he brings out to his show, and he like holds it up while he's like rapping the song, right? And it's the proper like pink, like retro fucking hoverboard.
It's not like it is now. They have 100 of those available, but like back then, I guarantee.
You know what
you could not get a fucking hoverboard.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know.
So he would bring it out and he'd like hold it up and he'd sing the song. Anyway, typical coast behavior.
100%. I know where this is going.
As the fucking show's winding down,
the hoverboard stuck to the floor.
No, someone stuck to the fake Red Bull. At Pulse.
What was that drink?
I don't know. Like
I need to know that
some
drink.
Toxicity. I don't know what it was.
It's going to come to me after.
It was dangerous ass shit. So anyway, show's winding down and we find out someone's just taken off with the hoverboard out the side door. So there's a guy called Ivan Ooze who's a rapper, right? So Ivan Ooze,
the Power Rangers villain.
Yes, he was there.
Yep.
The Power Rangers villain was there. So Ivan Ooze was opening up this tour for Seth Sentry. He was on the tour with him.
Yep.
And Ivan Ooze is like a young dude at the time. Me and him are like kind of, I don't know, like early 20s. Anyway, this guy takes off out the side door and me and Ivan Ooze fucking just charge after this cunt. Like through the car park. We're like, fucking, we got to get.
Did you play footy growing up?
No, not really.
Okay.
No, I was a weak dog.
I'm trying to visualize this in my head, like how hard of a hit you put on this cunt.
Well, we didn't catch him. He got into a car and sped off. But me and Ivan Ooze are running through this car park, fucking pretty drunk. Who's got fucking, like we're running up to people. Oh, you seen the fucking hoverboard? You seen the hoverboard? We're trying to fucking find this hoverboard for Seth Sentry. We can't find it.
That's
right?
a McBiff attitude, bro.
We tried hard.
Biff Tannen looking cunt.
We went back and Seth was like pretty gutted because he's like, of course the fucking Central Coast. I got my fucking hoverboard stolen.
The only place.
And so he's like meant to go back on this tour and he's trying to, and I know that he's like out there trying to find another hoverboard. Anyway, I reach out to some connections on the Central Coast. I go, oi, can we fucking Does anyone know where this hoverboard has ended up? Anyway, next day, I get a message from one of my homies. He's like, yeah, I know the guy who stole the hoverboard, and he was real drunk, and he's really sorry, and he wants to drop it back to me. Can I get it to you? Anyways.
Oh, shit. I didn't know where this was going.
Yeah, so I actually fucking got the hoverboard back the very next day.
Oh, shit.
And then made a trip down to Sydney on the Sunday to drop it back to fucking Seth where he was staying in his hotel room. But yeah, it was a pretty funny story.
That's a fucking good story.
Charge after the hoverboard with Ivan Ooze, fucking not find it, but then through the grapevine, get it back, return it to Seth.
What a good Samaritan you are.
Yeah.
They wrote stories about you in the Bible.
I think so.
People like you that do really nice things for people. That's a very lovely thing.
Yeah.
To have done for someone.
Perfect.
I would agree.
Perfect.
If I lost my if someone stole my hoverboard,
I'd get it back for you, bro.
Would you really?
Yeah, I would. If I didn't do it, I'd find someone who could do it for me. Like someone like big and
how expensive?
Oh, I'm sure we can go find me.
What year was that?
It would have been like 2017, 18, something like that.
Had you done many shows before?
Yeah, I was like, I'd done, yeah. But like, this is the thing. By that point, I'd have got probably my 10,000 hours in.
You reckon?
Of free shows and open mics and opening slots.
This was your 10,000 hour graduation.
Probably, yeah. I'd
flying this cunt.
Oh, fuck. It would have been so good.
And you start opening for him at that point, right?
Well, I'd open that show. We'd freestyle. We did one freestyle together. But yeah, it was a cool little period. Done a few shows. It was cool. It was nice.
It was good momentum. I remember when you that's the kind of things that stood out to me. I was saying to you last time, like how you had like a hustle about you, and I was just like, you need to surround yourself with people that just also hustle. Yeah, just like inspire that hustle, like stuff like that. I'm sure is going to like inspire like, whoever hears that. Is going to inspire someone as well to like, fuck. Maybe if I played footy, I could like maybe have tackled the cunt.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't have to get that back the next day. I could have done it quicker.
I could have done it quicker. Yeah.
You know, I think that's a horrible story. You're not a role model at all.
So the moral of the story is learn how to play footy.
Put your kids in the footy. No. That's mad though.
It was pretty cool.
That's a good Samaritan.
I was happy with it.
Well, I'm sure he was happy with it too. Back in the day, I remember you definitely could not have gotten a hoverboard.
And he was already on tour as well. Like he had another show like the next night kind of thing. It's like,
what are you going to do if you don't have a hoverboard?
Yeah. He would have been like, dear science.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Please turn lead into gold. You see that shit yesterday?
No. What was it?
So the particle accelerator in America has apparently first, roll back 10 seconds.
Yeah.
The American peoples of the Particle Accelerator Foundation of America.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, long story short, they turned lead into gold.
Fuck yeah.
I called it ever since I started reading about the Anunnaki.
Yeah.
Breathing in gold. And I'm like, I think they know how to do that already. And apparently they did it yesterday. They sped lead up to turn into gold. If that's not a story about what you've just done, your 10,000 hours.
Seriously. I don't know what is.
Speed that lead up.
Speaking of breathing things in, as everyone kind of viewing at home might have noticed, we got a couple things on our noses.
We have twin broken noses.
Yeah. So I punched him and he punched me at the exact same time.
With our noses.
Yeah.
That's what happens when you make out.
Perfect.
Just trying to share a bunk bed with you.
Yeah, trying to share a bunk in that bar.
Making bunk beds.
So, yeah, we're rocking these up. Bro, I'm going to talk about it. This is not a fucking spiel or nothing, but you handed, after we got off the podcast last week, you handed me one and you were like, try this. And I was like, what the fuck? Really? Like, I don't know. Like, in my head.
Was this the nose thing or was it the condom?
No, this cunt. The nose thing. And then the condom. No, so basically you hand me this thing and you're like, fucking try this. And I not like I think you're super like skeptical or anything, but I feel like it would take a little bit to convince you of something like that.
Yeah, I'm a non-believer.
Yeah, I think you're like someone said the word to me, contrarian, and I was like, I think that kind of fits.
Yeah, to the contrary,
Yo, I was actually going to write a joke about procrastination today,
Yeah.
but I thought, do you know what? I might put it off. Maybe I'll write it tomorrow.
You know, I always thought about trying to finish the. Nah, forget about it.
All right, so I'm going to keep talking. So we tried it last week, and then when you said it to me, it gave me all the confidence in the world because you were like, it helps with my anxiety, and I was like, okay, cool. All right, well now I'm intrigued. I put it on. Holy shit, game changer! Open up the nostrils, all this oxygen. Wow, I smell bad.
Hey,
and I'm just like,
give me some of that oxygen back.
yeah, seriously, yeah. And then they
should rebrand this to the Oxygen Thief.
Yeah, seriously. And then I took them. I went and copped some online, and I've been handing them out like chockies all week, and I just think shit fucking hits.
Shout out chockies. No, they do. I feel like when I gave it to you last week, it was I kind of I definitely am a bit of a skeptic.
Yep.
Like I don't like to.
It's a fair assessment, yeah.
I don't like to sell things that like aren't, I don't know, authentic to me. And I don't know. I'm a massive sellout, to be honest. I sell out for everyone, like all the time. As my nan would say, you don't sell out, you buy in. But
I like that.
I like that a lot too. Maybe my nan didn't say that at all. Maybe I made that up.
I'm buying into this story.
I like to practice what I preach, essentially. You know,
Yeah.
and I don't know, still trying to make this not feel like a commercial. But yeah, no, I feel like
You've liked it, right?
I liked it straight away. I was just like, fuck, I can actually breathe. But like, that's the obvious part. Like, everyone can breathe clearly with their fucking nose expanded, right? That's not the part that sold me. Like, the sleep apnea thing, like the fear mongering of sleep apnea and stuff, like that kind of was the reason why I wanted to give it a go, to try and have like a good night's sleep. And like it has happened like a few nights, like where I've had like put it on, I've had like a good night's sleep and that. But it's the stress thing that I like wearing it for. So when I'm like overwhelmed or overstimulated or like looking like a dumb cunt in front of Bobby Knuckles, like shittery.
Did you have your fucking nose thing on?
No, I didn't.
Oh, that was where you fucking got it.
I should have had it. And I wouldn't look like an idiot.
Bobby, we'll run it back, bar. We'll run it back.
Come back, Bobby.
Come back.
I need to talk.
Bobby, come back.
Never know I need you now.
Dun, 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 dun.
Skirt.
Skirt.
No, and like I put it on when I'm feeling a bit stressed, and honestly, yeah, it kind of clears my head a bit. Obviously, because of the oxygen, but like
Doi.
But no, it just makes me feel like a bit clearer. Like I can form a.
Do you feel like it just kind of calms you down a little bit more, like elevated heart rate kind of drops, so you could just kind of.
The heart rate thing for me, yeah, I feel like I've just been getting stressed out recently, just like work shit and life shit and
life shit, yeah,
life shit, fuck life shit. And no, I put it on when I'm kind of feeling a bit overwhelmed and stressed, and it just kind of helps me feel a bit more grounded and stuff. And then like, I can't put that into words just yet, because that's my selling point, like why I'll grab another pack or some shit, or hit them up like, hey, that was really cool, can I have another one? That's what I did originally. I was just like, oh, this looks cool, but you know, like I said, I'm a skeptic.
Yep.
Yeah, I was just like, this looks cool. Does it work? And then they like, yeah, here, try it. And then I was like, okay, I'm gonna try it out.
And if it wasn't for you, this would not be on my nose right now. And like I wouldn't have tried it.
And you wouldn't have made $6.
I wouldn't have made $6. $6 dues, bro.
That's a week, right?
Let's go.
That's pretty cool. I still haven't.
In 2 days, bro.
I haven't even explored that option of making money off this. I was just like, I just want to hand people a better nose.
Well, the thing is, I didn't intend to, but I handed out so many at work, and then a few people were like, yo, this is fucking sick. I'm going to buy some. Do you have a referral code? They just started asking me. I didn't even, and then I hit them up. I'm like, yo, I've got a lot of people keen on this shit. Like, is it, you know, is there something we can do? Whatever. And then.
What's your code?
Yeah. No, I'm not going to do it yet.
No, we're not doing that. No.
Eventually though.
We will. No, I like it. Like, it makes me feel like a tough cunt.
Yeah.
It makes me look like a tough cunt.
I've been asked probably 3 or 4 times this week if I've been in a bar fight.
Yeah. No, the answer is yes.
Yeah, answer is yes.
The
every
answer is
time.
yes.
Yeah. And it also helps with my nose.
I got in a fight with the bar and I lost.
I lost pretty bad.
So bad.
Pretty bad.
So bad. No, and I read it. No, I feel like I have a bit more like I can be more relaxed, which is I think what I need to be in environments like when I'm overstimulated and like and thinking too much and all that stuff. Like I can feel like I can, just kind of feel a bit more in the
Gives
room.
you a bit more control back, yeah.
Pulls me back into my own body a bit. That's what I like. And that's the kind of things I can't really put into words. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like if I had gone up to Bobby Knuckles being like, overstimulated, Bobby, I'm so sorry. He would have probably not broken my nose and I wouldn't have to wear this.
That's good. That's
what happens.
That's fucking.
That's what happens.
Bobby sorted you out my bar.
You see the Australian won the UFC the other day?
No.
He beat Bilal?
No.
No. I thought you'd been watching UFC.
Oh, that UFC.
The
ultimate fighting championship.
What fucking UFC are you talking about? The one in the 90s where that fat cunt destroyed that cunt in the judo outfit?
Yeah, that was pretty heavy.
Wait, no, it was the other way around.
No, it was the other way around.
It was the other way around.
Yeah, he got pumped. He got like elbowed to the face from like, that was
every angle.
Yeah, that was pretty bad.
Bring back the old UFC, I reckon.
Yeah, soccer kicks and headbutts and
flying headbutts.
Yeah,
like instant CTE.
No, we're talking about you're talking about JDM, right? Beating Bilal. Yeah, fucking wild fight. 2 Aussies with the strap now. So yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. There's actually a lot of really cool things happening in the MMA world, especially in this part of the world. Like
obviously Alexander the Great.
Alexander the Great, and then this is a bit of a tangent, but they just announced. There's a league. It's called like the PFL. It's like probably the best competitor to the UFC globally. Yep. And they just announced it's typically been in Europe and America and the Americas, but they just announced like a Asia kind of like league or whatever only last week. So it's there's
you're gonna strap
cool.
up, are you?
I think I might have a go.
Yeah.
A little bit.
A bit of a Terry Tough cunt.
I might just walk in there and go,
Hadouken!
I think you can hit him with 2 Hadoukens if you can. You're a bit of a Hadouken man.
I'm a bit of a 2 Hadouken
You're
guy.
a button basher, bro. I know what you are.
Yeah, bro.
You button bashing you button bashing your fights too, eh?
I used to fucking play Halo with my brothers, and I fucking hated it. They were so good and I was so shit. And I just, every time I wanted to just like hang out with my brothers and play a little bit of Halo or some shit like that, they just smoke me fucking headshot kill fucking whatever that shit is.
And the younger
they start teabagging me and all that shit. And I'll be like, bro, I'm just trying to hang out with my little brothers, okay? And then I'd be like, fuck that shit, I'm out of here. Throw my fucking controller, like bounce out.
And the younger they get, the better they get at first-person shooter games.
100%.
Yeah. It's the most fucked thing, man.
They just nerded out so hard, and then it was just not fun.
My little cousins always fucked me up.
Yeah,
with like the first-person shooter games when Call of Duty started getting popular. Like, I was good at Call of Duty when it was popping off, but like we first started popping off. But like the better it got, obviously more like Fortnite bringing in.
Yeah,
man, I just fucking dropped off the radar with that shit. My fucking
they spent so much time on that shit,
bro. Yeah, it becomes a reflex, eh?
Yeah,
like my first-person shooter stuff is off. Like I can't play any of that game, like any of those games competitively. Yeah. But I'll fuck anyone up in like the old games, but yeah. Mario Kart, I'm like surprisingly undefeated in Mario Kart.
Yeah, okay.
I don't know how that keeps working. The old Mario Kart though.
Wow.
Maybe even the new one.
Shit.
I'm putting that out there. I label
Who's stepping up? Who's stepping up?
Nobody. Their arms are too short to box with God, bro.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, you do.
Oh, was that the okay.
It's in the intro if you're paying attention.
Yeah.
The one that you put together.
Speaking of the intro, I mean, I know this is like a pretty fucking left-heeled outro, but bro, I'm just fucking. I feel like we've said a lot, and I'm feeling like I might want to just fucking end the podcast.
Oh, you want to kill yourself?
No, the podcast. The podcast.
I know.
I just feel like
I'm glad you're not going to kill yourself.
We're just getting to that point where, I feel like we haven't touched on everything, but you know what? There's always next week. And
We can do it together.
Yeah, we'll sign. Well, I'm happy to sign off right now if you're happy to sign off.
As long as you sign off on my chest.
All right, let's go.
Cut it off. Not that sign off, the other one.
All right, guys.
Messy, guys.
This has been Talk About episode 2. We've touched on a couple of little things here. We've got a few things to get to, but I feel like we'll save it for next week. But
we can save everything for next week.
Yeah, thank you for tuning in. My name is Civilian. This has been JESWRI, and yeah, we'll catch you next week.
Toodaloo.
Let's go.